Hi, I'm Tim Dowd. I'm here with assistant editor for Marvel Comics, Ellie Pyle. How's it going, Ellie?
It's going just fine. How are you?
All right, great. Now, Ellie, I understand that you're the lead editor of the Fearless Defenders.
I am.
Would you tell us a little bit about that comic?
It is an awesome, fun comic where it's an all-female team led by Valkyrie and Misty Knight. But it's one of the most fun books that I work on because really any character who has ever appeared in a Marvel comic could show up in this book at any time. And Cullen Bunn, who writes the book, just has such an awesome knowledge of these characters that we haven't seen in 10 years, who it's time for them to come back and us to be able to have a little fun with that. We've also had a couple of great opportunities to introduce new characters, including Ren, who showed up in issue 10, which was on sale Wednesday, who already the fans have just gone nuts over.
Yeah, it seems to be the real quintessential cult classic. The people are really have gotten attached to some of these brand new characters you've introduced. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name of the...
Annabelle?
Annabelle, yes, the Annabelle.
Annabelle, I actually just saw 3 or 4 Annabelle cosplayers, which for a character who has only been in 10 issues of a comic book, that's awesome. I'm just so thrilled that Cullen and Will have created this character that people have just latched onto and that it really speaks to them.
Great. Now, you're working on a number of other books here. You're the assistant editor. I have on Superior Spider-Man, Daredevil, Guardians of the Galaxy, and you've done some work on Nova, although it's...
I was the assistant on Nova. I'm now going to be passing that on to Devin Lewis, who is the newest assistant editor in the Steve Wacker office, and he is more than up to the task.
Now, Superior Spider-Man book's doing very, very well. It doesn't really necessarily need us to...
No, that's the thing is that, you know, when people ask me why Fearless Defenders is the book I always talk about on Twitter, Superior Spider-Man doesn't need me to talk about it. You guys already know how awesome it is. And if you don't, what have you been doing?
Now, Fearless Defenders, you've had a lot of revivals of obscure characters. Your Hippolyta.
Hippolyta, correct. Yes, we brought Hippolyta back. We gave her a new look, a slightly updated power set. So she is back from the dead and more awesome than ever and kicking ass. And that's another character that the cosplay community has done an incredible job of taking this incredibly complex costume that Phil Jimenez designed for us and already just running with it and making it gorgeous and awesome.
Now, when you were working on Nova, because that is also a kind of a new refurbishment of an established character, an established brand, more well-known than Hippolyta was prior to... I think most people's reaction was like, when they found out Hippolyta's back, they were like, Hippolyta was in Marvel? But
it's okay. We're going to make you love her now.
All right. So what do you feel has been some of your experience with being a part of the Nova rebranding, I'm going to call it?
Well, Sam Alexander is really Jeff Loeb's passion project. I mean, I came onto the book at a time when Jeff and Steve had already done most of the groundwork on this, and it really was just kind of Jeff's vision of, you know, this kid Nova and, you know, following in his father's footsteps, and particularly in that first arc, just the story of him, you know, kind of discovering his powers and, you know, discovering the truth about his father. It's just a beautiful story that Zeb Wells has been able to continue in a typical amusing Zeb Wells manner that just gives the book such an energy, with Paco Medina on art taking over for Ed McGuinness, and it's just an awesome book. Which is that I am editing a new Black Widow solo series that is being written by Nathan Edmondson and drawn by Phil Noto. And I won't say that you've never seen a book this beautiful, but it's definitely up there. It's a really, really awesome thing.
That's right. You heard it first, except you totally didn't. Anyway, what about this new series? I will say quietly from the people who are spying on us. What about this new series is your take? What about it is making you return to this character to give her a new solo series?
Well, she's a character who we all love and who just has such a complexity to her that she can really carry her own book and her own adventures. And a lot of what Nathan and Phil are going to be digging into is kind of the burden of her past and, you know, living with the choices that she's made and the things that she's done. The teaser that we released was Atonement, and that's a lot of what this book is going to be about. And you're really going to get inside her head and, see a very intimate view of who she is as a character.
Now, one last question before I let you go. We've seen both the big two go back and forth about building brands, kind of both refurbishing their classic ones as well as reestablishing new ones. For instance, I personally believe that a big thing between DC changing Captain Marvel to Shazam was to simplify things for a future movie at some point down the line. Marvel has clearly, on the past 10 years, done a lot of work to help raise up certain characters. A lot of focus has been put into them, probably with no greater success than Rocket Raccoon, who, if you don't know, there's a very coveted plushie doll being sold over there for $35. If you play the Marvel MMO, Rocket Raccoon is one of 5 free characters you get in there. He's all over the place. You've worked on Guardians of the Galaxy. What do you think about that character has made the effort spark something greater than, I'd say a lot of effort was put to make Miss Marvel, and now Captain Marvel, into a greater icon, but she seems to not taken off on the same level as Rocket Raccoon seems to have.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think if you look around this convention and see how many Captain Marvels are walking around, and I think that is a character that has absolutely taken off and found her fan base. But as far as Rocket Raccoon and what makes him so popular, he's an adorable raccoon who murders people. It's built into the premise.
See, did you hear that, Pixar? Adorable animal that murders people. That's all right. Well, so if you ever need to reestablish a brand, make them cute, cuddly, and then kill people. That works. There's
big gun. Cute raccoon, big gun.
And Bradley Cooper now, correct?
I don't know.
I believe it's Bradley Cooper.
That might be true. I'm not.
If it's not, I'm sure we'll edit somewhere saying that Tim is a stupid idiot, doesn't fact check before an interview. Yeah. Anyway. Thank you very much. Would you like anything else you'd like to the fans at home to know?
No, just thank you guys for reading our books. We're going to continue to make them as awesome as they can possibly be. I noticed you did not mention Daredevil at all, which is a book that is so good that we absolutely don't need to talk about how good it is because you guys already know. But stay tuned. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up in this next couple of months even.
All right, great. Thank you very much. This is Ellie Pyle, assistant editor with Marvel Comics.